broadcasted on live,
Okay.
so don't worry about that. Alright, so welcome to the Christmas Wishes team group, or the charity gala group as well. And we're going to kind of start off with introductions because I know we have some new members. So I'll go ahead and start. I'm Priyanka Suryo, and I take charge over the Christmas Wishes program, both in Africa as well as the annual charity event that we do here for that program in the U.S.
I'm Christina. I'm a volunteer on the Christmas Wishes team, and I've been with UAA for about 2 or 3 months now. So, and I go to University of Maryland. I'm at College Park, so I'll be a junior.
I'm Sylvia, and I just started, and I go to Towson.
And we have 2 other members. One is Sam, and she also goes to University of Maryland College Park. She works with us. And then the other member is Ariane Chupo, and she works more on the grant writing side for the program in Africa. But she was kind of brought on as an intern over the summer, and I know she wanted to hear more about what we were doing on our end. But that's kind of what she's been doing on her end, is just writing grants and looking up organizations and different things like that. Okay, so we'll continue with what's next. Okay, so the next item on the agenda was the Africa team and the program in Africa. So on this last Saturday's meeting, we were able to actually meet the Africa program director for the first time. I'd talked to him previously before. I'd had some interaction with them, but we hadn't seen them, face to face, and Sylvia also got to see them as well. The project person's name is Mita Kolabali, and he's in charge of running and implementing the program on the ground. And so what I wanted to do kind of from here on out is loop him into the things that we're doing, and whenever we do get any kind of sponsorships or anything like that, he'd get to know that, so that, he knows what he's working with and what we're able to provide for him. And it'll give us a chance to kind of interact, and see what their needs are, see if there are specific things that the children might want, or the age group, kind of learn more about who it is that we're doing this for and who we're trying to serve. So I'm going to start, looping him in more to our things. He might even join maybe 1 or 2 of our meetings here in the next few months by Google Hangout or something similar to that. So we'll see as it progresses, but he'll definitely be more involved. And Sylvia, did you want to say anything to that?
Not really. He just seemed really excited to work and interact with UAA team in America, so I'm sure he's going to be happy when we start getting closer to him.
Great. All right, the next thing is the agenda. So what I'll do is I'm going to screen share so that everyone can kind of see the agenda. It's on the Trello account, so Sylvia, I don't know if you've had a chance to look on Trello yet. Have you?
I went and searched around the day you signed me up, but I haven't been on since yet.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to screen share the Trello page that has all the information about what we've been doing and different deadlines, and it also has the agenda. So we'll start doing that. All right, can everyone see this?
Yes.
Great. So this is our beautiful Trello account. As you can see, we usually have our meetings Tuesdays and Thursdays. We usually have them at the Archives Navy Memorial TISM. This week we're doing the Hangout. But in the future, when we do meet in the Archives Navy Memorial TISM place, Sylvia, if you want to come down and meet us for that, you're more than welcome. You don't have to. We can definitely Google Hangout you in or Skype you in or something like that, so that you don't have to come down there. But it's just a nice environment for us to be able to meet and discuss and sip tea or whatever. And so, yes. And then 7 p.m. usually works for everyone, but if that's, a huge barrier, then we can always discuss ways to change that. Here you'll see our kind of to-do list, you'll see the agenda, you'll see Africa correspondence. So if Mita were to ever send us some things or has some requests, we could put his correspondence here, just so we know, okay, this is specifically for the Africa team. This is, vendor letter. That's what we've been using to reach out to different vendors or sponsors. The budget's here if you're ever interested to know like how much things are supposed to cost, although a lot of the things we're trying to get sponsored. Ticket and flyer information here, and then each kind of segment of the show has its own little board where you have food and beverages, the charity talent show, the fashion show piece, the comedy show piece, the media piece, and then what's been done. And hold on one second. Hello? Hi,
Hello.
Ann. How are you? Good, good. Are you good? Are you able to kind of join us? But through phone, yes. All right, so what I'll do is I'll just put you on speaker. We're kind of going over the agenda right now for the event, and then we'll kind of go over sponsorships and fundraising tactics, and that's where I'll ask you to probably speak a little bit more, and I'll have you on speaker for that portion. All right, great. So, all right, everyone. So Ariane has joined us. Let me stop screen share. Ariane, actually, do you want to say a few words about yourself?
Oh, okay. My name is Jenna John. I go to Advanced University. I'm about to become a sophomore. I'm currently doing, is it you want to tell me about the program or just kind of about like myself in general?
Just more about yourself and what you're doing.
Okay. I'm majoring in international relations with a minor in economics, and I want to become a lawyer in the future and do international law. So that's pretty much it right now.
Was everyone able to hear that?
A little bit of it, not all of it.
Okay, so she basically, again, does the grant writing piece, fundraising tactic, and she is majoring in, you said something about international?
Yeah,
International relations and economics. She wants to become, she wants to become an international lawyer one day, and so here she is with UAA, kind of getting her exposure in that field. All right, great. So we'll continue with the agenda now. Can you guys see it?
Yes.
All right. No? Yes?
No.
Okay. Let's try again.
Are you talking about the one on Trello?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I pulled it up on my phone.
All right. Now can everyone see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just briefly going over our agenda for the event. The event, instead of the 12th, Jessica proposed that we would do it on the week before that, December 5th. The reason for that is because timing just works a little bit better in terms of, actually getting some funds out to the Africa team. It also works better in terms of just event planning in DC. A lot of events usually take place towards the mid to later portions of the month. So doing ours the first week of December will, be sure to draw a crowd and get us there first in terms of their calendar. Now the timing is from 7 to 10 p.m. It'll be at the Embassy of Cote d'Ivoire. Food will be provided. It's supposed to be, a gala. So there's going to be like banquet type of food and setup. There'll be round tables. People can sit and eat. We'll begin the program by having an introduction to UAA. That'll be with Jessica. We'll have some special guest speakers. So we've had some suggestions, not only on this list, but also from some of our board members to have maybe a board member come speak. And our board members include people who are professors or deans at local universities. So maybe having a board member speak, having the ambassador for Cote d'Ivoire to the U.S. speak, having someone from the World Cocoa Foundation speak, just having a few guest speakers to give a few remarks about UAA, the great work we're doing, and how they're happy to be here. Next segment will be the Children's Talent Show and Pageant. So I know Christina and Samantha have been kind of working on this. Christina more so has been working on tracking down an actual group that we could work with. Then
Yes,
there'll
I
be,
actually
oh,
emailed her, and she hasn't gotten back to me yet. I'm guessing because it's summertime, and I know they do most of their stuff during the school year, so I'm kind of still waiting on her. And what I can do is maybe another week or so, give her about another week, and then send like a follow-up and be like, hey, I have an event that you guys may or may not be interested in. Just let me know. But I'm still kind of waiting on a follow-up from that. So.
great, great. And I know in the Trello account, and I'll pull it up a little bit in a minute, but there are also a few other organizations that work with kids that I found that
Okay.
that might also be potential. After that, we'll have an intermission presentation on the Christmas Wishes program. Then we'll follow that up with a comedy show. And so I've actually reached out to my group, Homegrown Hilarity, on seeing if they would be interested in spotting some of their comedians for our show. And we're kind of back and forth right now discussing it. So more will come hopefully soon on whether they're going to confirm or not. But I've already conducted the initial outreach to them, and we're kind of going back and forth. The next thing will be an intermission presentation on the school supplies and aware programs. After that, we'll have the fashion show, and I know, I've been working on that with Vanessa just in terms of getting all the logistics down, but I know Sam has also been working on that piece with Echelon, so we'll be excited to hear more about what she's been doing there, and then we'll close the program. Now, we've included a lot of intermission presentations because, this is a fun event. People are going to get to see, talent and comedy. We want to keep plugging. Yeah, we want to keep plugging that UAA message into their heads. Get them to donating and feeling good about us and feeling like they want to contribute in some way. So that's the agenda in a nutshell. It was pretty much largely approved by the group as a whole. Just adding a few more speakers and figuring out those logistics will be something that we work on. So we'll kind of move forward on to the next item unless anyone has questions.
Sounds good.
No questions? All right.
Is that agenda subject to change, or is that pretty much like set in stone what it's going to be like?
This is pretty much what it's going to look like. All right. Great. The next item is sponsorships and fundraising tactics. So first I want to hear from Ariane, kind of get what she's been doing, and then we'll continue, with Christina, and then I'll pipe in at the end. So Ariane, do you want to talk about what you've been doing in terms of grant writing?
Yeah. So I've applied to maybe, let's say, like maybe 22 in total for sponsor for an organization to partner up with us. Currently, right now, I haven't gotten like a complete yes or no. If it's going to be about one rejection from the Children's Investment Fund. Most of them, I this week, but a lot of them, I probably got a response to like some of them, like for instance, the Toys R Us, they're just kind of like, it's like a generic response they did immediately after, so that's more of like wait it out, see if they accept it or not. And also maybe like two more, I think one was like forwarded to our head boss, see what that is, and the other one was like a generic response as well. But everything else that's like, it's like no reply. So I'm kind of like, waiting after the one week, like send them an email, just like searching for new ones.
And how many did you say that you had done so far?
Like 22.
22?
Yeah.
Okay. So did everybody hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did not hear that.
Yeah, Christina, do you want to talk about what you've done?
Yeah, so basically I know we were supposed to find like 1 or 2 restaurants that could possibly donate food or give us a discount on food. And I talked to 2 smaller ones that were in DC. They were like small ethnic places that served like African food, but when I talked to both of them, they said that they didn't do like big donations like that. They're too small a business to do that, and they didn't do discounts. So I kind of basically X'd them off as anyone who could potentially donate to us, but I'm still going to look for maybe bigger companies, because I feel like with the smaller ones, they're more subject to want to charge us. So I'm going to look at a few more bigger ones. And then as far as hearing back from Target, Toys R Us, Walmart, I still haven't heard back from those big places yet that I originally sent applications to for donations, whether it be monetary donations or toys or like actual supplies for the gala. So I haven't heard back from them yet. Still waiting on that. But not to be discouraged, because when I originally applied, it said it could take anywhere from 1 to 3 months in order to like actually hear back from them. So because they're such big corporations. So as far as sponsorships have gone, I haven't really heard back. And as far as trying to get people to donate food, I haven't heard back. But I'm gonna keep looking for food places, because there's so many food places. I'm sure I can find more. So.
Great. All right. In terms of other things, I'll kind of start with the things that we've been able to make some headway on. And those would include the charity talent show. So that's something that will largely be a free thing that we are able to achieve. It won't cost us money to do that. So that's something that we're kind of in the works. The second thing, and actually while I'm on the topic of the charity talent show, Christina, I don't know if you've seen the board lately, but I've added one group called Pinpoints Theater, which is a group that works on, I think, like theatrical performances or like art performances or different things like that for at-risk youth.
Okay.
So that's kind of interesting. And then there's Project Create, which transforms the lives of homeless children in DC by providing them with high-quality, professionally-led arts programming, and really fosters creative expression and all that stuff. So I thought that was kind of cool as well.
Yeah, I can contact those people if you haven't done so already, and what I can do is send them our letter of interest, not for like getting donations, but for what do you call that, involvement, just like the one I sent for, because you told us to look up some media sources.
Yes.
And I sent all of our letters to the DMV Stylish Society, which is like a big, they're really big on fashion, but they do a lot of like urban, like, you know, urban modern day movements. And so I think this is something that they'd be interested in. So I actually got to talk to the guy in person about it. And then I sent him all the documents and stuff. And I actually followed up with him on 2 days ago to see if he'd read through them or sent them out. And he said he's going to work on getting people that he knows that would be available for December. But he said it's still really early to know exactly who would and would not be available to like cover that. So I think as far as they go, I probably won't hear back from them until later into the fall, I'm guessing, just because they just don't know yet. But that's the media source I was able to get a hold of. But as far as the two sources for the charity talent show, I can contact these people and see if they'd be interested.
Obviously getting free comedians, and so I know, Christina, you've been trying to reach out to your contact. I've been talking with mine, so those are things that we're working on as well. And in terms of the fashion piece, I know Sam has been working to get Echelon Society to pretty much organize our fashion show, and hopefully they'd be able to do that also for free. They generally do.
Yeah, they generally do.
Yeah, so that's kind of the idea behind the free things, so that things in this budget here, where we see you know, venue obviously is free, but where we see things like decor and fashion show and entertainment and more entertainment, you know, those things can be covered because we're looking into actively how to do this for free.
Right.
Now, in terms of the other things that are on the budget, we have things like food and things like beverages and silverware and, you know, AV sound system. And hopefully, if we were able to, you know, get a DJ or something like that, he'd be able to bring his own sound system. Apparently, last year he did not, so UA had to rent a sound system for him. So, you know, and then printing and stamps and envelopes and lighting and tickets and brochures, all those things added up. So these are things to kind of think about when we want to tailor our things in terms of, you know, fundraising, either for items or monetary-wise. All right, so the next, and then just to kind of give you an overview of the Africa program, it's a little bit more expensive, obviously, because we're looking to get, you know, 500 of each thing, and then 25 of other things too, and essentially it comes out to you know, a total amount of almost $60,000, where we're getting soccer balls and toys and rice and meat and fish and seasoning and soap and cooking oils. Like, these are things that the children are going to be using over the next year, and playing with. And so obviously that's a little bit of a higher amount, and that's something that I know Erin has been working in terms of when she sends out her specific letters.
So would you say it's safe to say that we're more interested in getting monetary donations for this specific event or actual supplies?
So I would say whatever we can get, pretty much, is the priority. But if it's starting to, get closer to the event time and people are saying no to items, then a monetary donation is obviously going to be pertinent. Obviously, we're starting this earlier in the summer, so it's not. So we have some time, but time is running out, and we do want to make sure that we're making some kind of headway. So with that said, I know I wanted to bring Sylvia in on this kind of effort as well as one of her tasks that she could do if she's interested. But kind of just to start out, I did have an idea in terms of a fundraising tactic. So a few months ago, I went to a Harris Teeter, and they had at the end of their checkout a box. And I noticed this like every 2 weeks or so, where they'll have a new box, and you'll be able to donate to a new cause or whatever it is.
Okay.
And it says, donate $1 to help, homeless children or whatever it is. And I know we had a fundraising person at one point. I know he's very busy, but he said he was going to talk to a Harris Teeter where he was from about it. And he lives, kind of in North D.C., so I heard he had talked to them about it, and they were open to doing something both on the corporate level and in stores, but I didn't hear any future follow-up. And I don't know if he's still as active as he once was, but nonetheless, I still wanted us to go along and go ahead and do this because I know it can be done, and I even asked the Harris Teeter where I live if they would be interested in doing it. And it's really not that hard to set it up. All you usually have to do is talk to a manager, provide our that letter, that IRS letter that we have. It's somewhere here in one of the boards. Maybe it's here. It's our tax deductible sheet. If it's not here, it's probably in the other thing, and I'll share it with everybody. But this tax deductible letter allows us to qualify for things like that as a nonprofit. So, basically going to the manager and talking to him about this and seeing if he would be open to doing something for, however long, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3, maybe 4 weeks. Maybe for the rest of the summer, that'd be great, but I think if each of us goes to our local stores, whether it's a Harris Teeter, or maybe if Giant does this, or Trader Joe's.
I think Mom's Organic Market is really subject to stuff like this because they've given donations to some of the other organizations I've worked with in the past.
Great. And that's something that the store doesn't necessarily have to. I know even Walmart does this. That's something that the store doesn't necessarily have to donate funds for. It's more like at checkout they ask people if they want to donate. And, I'm sure people have change here and there, and usually those things generate some amount of funds.
Oh, yeah, they add up, yeah.
Yeah. So I thought we could add that as like one of our like little fundraising initiatives for now. Like let's just start out with something small in addition to all the other things we're going to be doing. Obviously, we're going to continue trying to get a corporate sponsor and continue sending out grants, Arian, for you. But I think if we could just do this little fundraising effort on the side, something really simple, where each one of us pledges to go to at least one store and try to get this done, it can at least generate some funds for, like, the printing and the tickets and other things that are going to cost some money.
Okay, I'm adding it to Trello now.
Great.
So we just take the letter of intent and we go to the store and talk to the manager and give them the letter?
So in terms of what you would bring with you, first you would ask if the store does this and if you can set up an appointment or a meeting or talk to the manager. And then you would have the our tax ID letter, which has, like, it shows that we're a nonprofit org. And I'll make sure that's all here. Whatever board Christina is creating, I'll make sure it's there. I know everyone has access to this board or whatever, so I'll make sure that to add that on the thing that Christina is creating on Trello so that you can see it. But it'll be that. And if you want to bring the letter of intent as well, there is a specific vendor letter that we use for these kinds of things where, and I'm pulling it up right now, where it basically says vendor name, dear name, and it basically says part of our event gala will include and includes all these things, right? Like charity fashion show, talent show, comedy show. And these are for people that we're reaching out to, like restaurants and comedy groups. But you can even say, you know, our event gala will include all these things, and you know, we'd like to reach out to your company as part of our fundraising strategy to do this XYZ or something like that, or just give them a general background on, you know, what we're kind of asking or what our needs are. And this is the letter that we've been using, and maybe I can put some more thought into kind of like a basic one-page letter about what the event is, so that's something that we could use when we bring to these people instead of an actual letter. So I'll put that on my list of things to do, create like a one-pager. Okay. So those will be the two things that you want to bring with you maybe when you go talk to the manager. And then just ask them about whether they do something like that, and whether we could be involved, and for how long.
Okay.
You know, propose 2 weeks maybe as a starting point. Like, would we be able to have like a little bucket or a little, you know, jar or whatever, how they have them? Is that something we need to provide? Is that something that they would provide? You know, asking all those questions, and you know, we can each give some more thought as to what that would include, and then I can include that. I can put that under the board that Christina's creating. But essentially, the questions that you'd want to ask are, yeah, how long? Do you guys provide a little jar? Do we need to provide something? If we need to provide something, that would be something we need to figure out amongst ourselves. What are we going to use? How are we going to get that, etc. All right. Right?
I think she hung up.
Did we lose?
She got kicked off.
She'll probably jump back in.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm creating the board now on Trello. So, like once you log on, you can see. It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah.
You can kind of see the board I'm pinning, and it's gonna have all the information on it.
Okay. How long did you say you've been with UAA?
Since about, I would say. I applied during the semester, but I didn't actually start working until like the end of the semester. So I would say like May. But I remember back in like March, I was talking to her about it. So.
Yeah.
How'd you find out about it?
Online.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep. I'm an international studies major.
Yeah, same
So I was
here.
looking for, you're in international studies too?
Well, I'm government and politics, but I'm doing like international development. Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to do that one too if I went to Maryland.
Yeah.
But I was looking for something that like related to it, and finally found this kind of late in the summer, but still like excited to do it. Is this your number?
Which one?
845?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna add you right now.
She said it. I think she thinks the whole thing hung up, but I think hers just cut off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm just gonna try to get a list of stores to go look at, because when like I tried to apply for like monetary donations, like I haven't heard back yet, and I applied to like 10 places and none of them got back to me. They all just got back to me and said like, oh, we got your letter, we'll let you know. But that was like a month ago, so hopefully we can get some people to help us donate. But yeah, I just need to like maybe go to some of these stores and ask for donations, because I feel like we're gonna end up doing a lot of fundraising.
Yeah.
So yeah, Giant, Harris Teeter, Moms, Food Lion, Walmart, Target, those are good places to start. Let's see, yeah, another one.
We're looking to do like small fundraisers until we can get a big thing going.
Right. Yeah. Small things for now, I'm guessing.
That makes sense. I mean, I can look around. I know the dollar store does a lot. Like the dollar store by where I live
Oh,
Then
really?
them do what she was describing. They'll be like, "Oh, would you want to donate an item or money?" Like when you are checking out
Okay, let me
at
ask
the
you
end. So I
about
know that's
that.
like one place I can check out. Yep. Let me add your number. Can she just like jump back on, or do we need to?
I think she can, because she initiated the Google Hangouts. I think she can jump back in.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so let me see where. There's a bunch of the
Well, my
Hangouts.
phone just got a Hangout invite from her again.
Yeah, I think we're still on it. Okay. I might be trying to call.
Yeah, I think she. Should we just accept this new one?
Yeah, except the new one.